Like I said many times before, my videos are based on rumors, and just like you, I learn things all the time. I did not form this YouTube channel to try to make myself appear as some underground godfather of Shirok information, who just knows everything and everyone. I know a lot, but it's impossible to know everything. As I have also said before, it is common for members to write to me and correct me after I have made a video. It can be small details or about major incidents, and that was the case after I uploaded the story about Pocket Town yesterday. Also, I realized to myself that I misunderstood an incident, and that is the murder of Corey from Pocket Town. He was not a snitch and he was not killed by Pocket Town. It was all just a misunderstanding. Therefore, I choose to make this correction video where I go through some things that I have been updated on. Many of you have probably already watched the video about the history of Pocket Town, and there are some corrections I have to make due to misunderstandings between me and my sources. Corey was not killed by E-Man and Timo, and did not snitch on King Rico. Both King Rico and Corey had paid lawyers, but Corey had better one, and his lawyer managed to get him released from the murder charge. Timo was killed by Killer Ward in April 2011. And E-Man was in the club while Corey was shot and killed. Killer Ward was actually looking for E-Man, but since they failed to catch him, they killed Timo instead. The person who actually killed Corey was from Harvey, and he shot Corey dead either on accident or on purpose. The conflict between this person and Corey was apparently about Corey hooking up with his girlfriend. Another correction I want to make is about the murder of Shorty Dowop in 2012. I wrote that it was allegedly Sircon City gangsters who got him, which it does not seem to be. He was allegedly killed at a dice game by Tay City in the midst of trying to rob him. Sircon City allegedly only had 3 bodies on Pocket Town, and that is Lil Pez, an older member named Peanut, who was killed just a week after King Rico and Corey killed Damien from Sircon in 2006. And then Boss Josh in 2015. However, he wasn't a member of Pocket Town, more like a hangaround. Another interesting fact is that Lady Shaw is the sister of Lil Lay and King Rico. A lot of people have said that Sircon City was really target practice for Pocket Town, and that it is really only No Limit that has given Pocket Town a hard time since Lil Greg got killed. Now we have come to another correction. I recently got my hands on documents about the murder of Carlos Alexander, also known as Big Loss, NLMB. It has previously been rumored that KTS Vaughn together with his brother KTS Vinny who was behind the murder. However, this does not seem to be in line with the documents. However, the investigation confirmed that the motive behind the murder was due to the ongoing war between Lakeside and No Limit. The documents listed 2 offenders. On July 18, 2016, a suspect was arrested in the murder of Big Loss. The name of the person arrested was Adonis Johnson, a 4CH. The reason Adonis was not arrested until 4 years after the murder was because the guy he was accompanied by snitched on him. The same man who snitched on Adonis was arrested already on March 17, 2013 and was questioned for the murder. He was released fairly quickly due to lack of evidence. The name of the man who snitched is crossed out in the documents. However, it did say he was arrested on August 26, 2015 for aggravated battery, and that was when he said in the interview that he had information regarding the murder of Big Loss. The documents also mention that the man died from natural causes on December 3, 2016. This information made it fairly easy to find out who the man was through the Chicago police website. 3 people were arrested for aggravated battery on that date. However, 2 of them had arrests after December 3, 2016. Through the exclusion method, it was quite easy to find out who it was. The name of the man who was there with Adonis the day Big Loss was murdered, and later snitched on him, was a James Alexander. Adonis Johnson was arrested for the murder a year after James snitched. Almost immediately, Adonis decided to confess to the murder in order to give the victim's family peace. He related that on October 29, 2012, a friend close to him was shot in the morning on 81st Street. He got angry and grabbed a gun and walked towards 79th and Escanaba. He observed Big Loss, who looked familiar to him, and chased him and then shot him outside a house. Adonis later related he did not know the victim and that it was a mistaken identity. He then related that he took the gun apart and buried it somewhere, he does not remember where. Due to their inability to find the murder weapon and the lack of other physical evidence, Adonis was released fairly quickly. Adonis was later shot dead on November 29, 2016, just a few months after his release. He was killed on 2800 block of East 79th Street, which is no limit territory. Adonis, also known as Donnie, was a member of 3 Big Bad Brothers, 3 Bs, which includes TVL, CVL and 4.C.H. members. 3 Bs is a set that used to beef with No Limit and Lakeside back in the day, back when the L's were all together. The one who later killed Donnie the same year he was released, was from his own gang, 3 Bs. Apparently, shortly before he was killed, he had gotten into it with members from 3 Bs and ended up shooting one of the top members from 3 Bs. Months later, in the late November, Donnie was shot and killed in No Limit territory. The reason he was in No Limit territory was because he was going to meet a girl there. He bumped into someone from 3 Bs, they had a word with each other, and Donnie felt that something was wrong and called his aunt and told what happened. Moments later he was shot and killed by the guy he bumped into. Donnie was in the midst of turning his life around. He went to church and was changing his life. He nearly forgot all the dirt he did. This may seem confusing, but I will talk more about it in another video. The one who snitched on Donnie for the murder of Big Loss from NLMB in late October 2012 was James Alexander, also known as Lil Jamie from 3 Bs. Another correction I want to make is about the murder of Fazo from No Limit Muskegon Boys. He was not killed by Lil Jon from Lakeside as many of us, including myself, have thought before. Fazo was allegedly killed by his own uncle Jig, because they got into it with each other over some money when they were shooting dice. Basically, they got into an argument and Jig tried to treat Fazo. They got into a fight, which Fazo supposedly won, which resulted in Jig grabbing someone's gun and shooting Fazo. Jig was a GD from Lakeside, but his family was from Muskegon Boys, which includes Fazo. This is why Lakeside members used to say that Fazo claimed Lakeside back in the days before Muskegon Boys, but that's not true. He only had family from there. Rumor has it that Jig is alive and still on the run after killing Fazo in 2010. No one close to him has seen him since. After the murder of Fazo, Fazo's brother Fab and other members started knocking down everything over in Lakeside. I found a tweet from Cairo from No Limit from 2014 where he said, "One thing you all do not even know is that Fazo did not even get killed by ops. Everybody does not even know that." I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave a like. Rest in peace everyone who lost their lives to the gangster in Chicago and around the world.